why we on this journey, spiritual journey. And I want to tell y'all something. When I was in a relationship, the other minds was jealous. The other spirit was jealous. But the thing in your dream tell you more than what you know. You have to open your mind and your spirit. And I tell teenagers, if you want your relationship to last as a team, watch out for others' spirit behavior. That is the main goal. What destroyed my relationship with jealousy from friends and families and cousins. And a girl gotta be able to identify it, to separate those things. And friends are jealous, female friends. The spiritual have to understand the body motions of each human. My creator have understood these things in many years. The creator have understood what humans can do for billion years and millions of years and centuries. Know how human behavior act. A dream will tell a detail in the spirit. But understand these things what God say, they want us to hold resentment. They want us to hold anger. The black people that don't have in certain individuals, they have no care in the world. Want us to have these things. But the question is, can we be bigger than them and open up our eyes and open up our spirit and see the jealousy out the spirit? You know, Sabina Dad said it wasn't time yet for us to be together. But she has to open up and see the spirit behavior of other ones. And cousin, you have to open up and see those things. You will never have something if you keep walking blind on this earth and not seeing the spirit behavior of around you. A king understand, but it takes a queen to understand those things and the domain of those things. God knew all of these things. You know, Demira's sister told me someone, they said, Hubert, they're not ready for you. She used to go to church. And God was talking to her. But understand, human behavior of jealousy and narcissist behavior, black and white, it's all in putting mixing together. But the creator understand more with jealousy, and you mix those things up together. We can never lose if we don't come to understanding of grounds. You can't allow the body motions of others, of energy, to influence you, to understand it. And the concept of those things, you have to change the spiritual realm of the universe. The creator know all of these things, the details of the dream to understand it. And you have to understand the details of the dreams. People want the same thing but don't understand that sometimes things are never changed in the mindset of others. There's a billion of them. And you're looking at different tactics. What keep a relationship together, you got to keep the mindset from others. Step 15 feet and ask a person about somebody and watch how they act in the spiritual realm. You just can't be close to somebody and see you're blind. But you have to step 15 feet. Even from your cousins, you have to step 15 feet from those things and see the behavior. Cousin, you need to see these things to identify, to move away from these body motions is the understanding of it. A dream tells more than a story. The reason why we got so much rules is because everybody kind of to control the spirit behavior of others. That's the format of it. Humans know they can't, your creator know you can't be trusted with those things. Right, to understand it. But the order is a billion people on this earth and they have different manipulation tactics and different things to understand it. But God know all these things that humans can do before it. The power play, using cars, using material things to stop the attraction of real things. Those are the understanding of those memories that we so care for, right? But the understanding of those things have to have a big meaning of those things, of the spiritual behavior. And we have to understand like those things. I told my brother this. I can't be the only one that's strong in the relationship, right? Now we're gonna take a perfect example. I worked at U-Haul, and one day I'm at U-Haul and I'm working. We're gonna play in a few minutes. I'm coming up there.
Bro, see, you always, bro. You always.
I'm trying to
No,
talk about
bro,
something.
you
You gonna play
always
the game?
do this. You always.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, bro, you always do this. No.
All right. We're talking about spiritual.
No,
we're talking about spiritual stuff right now.
Spirituals. No,
Yeah,
bro.
spiritual.
But
spiritual.
why every time you talking about, oh, let's play the game, let's play the game?
Yeah, he got some issues.
You know what, nah, bro.
I'm about to get a hold up.
He got some issues, bro.
All right. We're gonna finish the spiritual stuff right now. I got like 5 minutes.
Too on
this
here.
Thing. It was on here. I'm recording. You're in the spiritual. You're in the spiritual room right now. Give me like 5 or 10 minutes.
No,
give me like 5 or 10 minutes. You didn't punch your middle finger out there.
No.
You gonna make me have to cancel all of this? Dude.
I apologize.
All right. We're talking about spiritual. All right. God, the Creator had to understand the spiritual connection. The thing is, when God come to you and you have to understand that spiritual thing, how can you understand? I can't even go through it because I'm gonna have to start all over. But there's no sense to start all over when you're talking about spiritual things. The definition, if we can't change the spiritual stuff that's around us and the behavior, you would lose empires beyond him. God came to me. If I didn't fight for something, I was going to lose it all of what I worked so hard for when Miss Spin, and she probably don't be in it. But if I didn't change the approach of things, my legacy is not, my son is my son, but she plays a part of it. And I have to understand the universe and the creator have to understand what happened in 2019 with the Dallas community behavior of that girl on Facebook. The jealousy have to stop. It means if Sabina can't come back together and work out this, watch out for the spiritual behavior of others. A relationship can only work between a person and that. Let me tell you, when I was at Mary's house before they put, I can saw that Sabina wasn't happy in the spirit of watching that video. I can see it. The understanding of those things when you see the spirit of your it's the definition of it. But dreams of understanding those don't man. We might don't problem. God said things changes, and we have to understand those things that changes. Where do we have to move in future places? And it's been so much manipulation in the mind and the spirit. How can you get something back that was so on track when the manipulation of others and the mindset wrong and the spiritual wrong? How can you get those things back? And we got to understand when we talk about one thing I told Rick, I say, Rick, me, you, and Sabina Mirza will still be hanging out and we will let outside influence manipulate that bind. The bind of the spiritual bind, the connections of those things. And when Zach Cousins started to come over, the conflict it started to be a little weird. So the thing is this: we're ruined the connection, jealousy between friends. I've been handling my business since 14, 13, and Sabina know these things. And if you can't open up and see this, you gotta open your eyes. And there's a reason why Demira's sister told me something that I needed to know. And she used to go to church, and she telling, and this is no lie, Emily Cathy used to go to church. We have to identify. I'm not going to let another person tell me what I didn't fight for and didn't fight for in the behavior of jealousy of others. And a woman got to be able to see those things and the conflict of those things. One thing, that, like Demira was around, we watching the Hercules movie, not with The Rock, that's the other dude. I think he played on Twilight. He played in her. He say Zeus. He say this guy, you ain't my father. It's another thing that was in movie theaters. He told his empire that you wasn't my father. But the thing is, when I told the mirror in the movie that I wanted to be legendary, he said, you're weird. Because my thoughts of progress of legendary, this is before even when like what they did in Dallas and Mirza did, this was before the Mirror was involved. The Mirror wasn't told. Patrick and Emily Cabby weren't ready. Patrick and Emily Cabby weren't ready. So you have to understand the connection at hand and the stupidity from that dude Mirza. And Mirza think he knows all a jealousy. When he found out, and you gotta see it. Um, Let me tell you, Albert's sister, Albert is in Dallas and Carrollton, Texas, used to date Mirza. And she used to just talk shit about, oh, I ain't hating, nobody ain't hate. It's the difference when you're steady winning and your business is steady doing stuff what they ain't doing. So the conflict of those things, how can you understand in the spiritual realm? So a woman that's jealous and go against what another guy was jealous. How can we identify those goals and understand the spiritual and the mindset? The tendency in the spirit can cause more conflict than any of those things, and what's behind those matter. Your creator knows these things beyond anybody in the Pacific of the codes of what we stand for, right? Why not have balance? Why not have understanding when those things are being presented in the law? They say 9/11 was planned and 9/11 could have been avoided. It could not have been avoided. Yes, it could have been avoided if we would have watched out for the spirit. They want us not to care. They want us not to understand those matters. They want us not to see our true path in life with God. And we got to understand the universe between this one. I had many dreams. Those dreams, Sabina came in my many dreams. We have seen each other many times. And let me tell you, she was meant to play a part of something where nobody else would. She was meant. The difference between those things and she was meant to play a part of it because of Governor Abbott, because of Joe Biden. So the history, she she was right on the path. And God had to show me something that she was meant for. Look at Donald Trump behavior and the community behavior in that mall. So the thing is, in democracy behavior of laws of racism and certain behavior, one thing God, the mirror dad and mama always believed in me. Sabina mama had never had nothing negative to say about me. Even Mirza's dad never had something. But the spiritual realms of others is the conflict of it. And it's the conflict of those things. And those things have to understand the principles of those things. But the concept of where we are trying to go is the concept. Step 15 feet away from somebody, see the mind and the spirit. Your creator is trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you something. I need you to understand. Your creator trying to understand what's important. It's not about unity. A girl said on Sky, not about unity. It's about God and watching out for the spiritual path of it, right? But internet can work too, because when I tell you internet can work, it got people that's in America that don't want to understand. So you got to realize where unity and other people, it can play both sides, because America go get something, and they in our own communities, in our own society, and our own democracy is at stake when people are being judged. And it's not about one culture. One white culture is black and Mexican, and they judging the mindset. I have to watch what I say because I grew up around a lot of people. That Mexican. I have to watch what I say, Elmer, and watch what I say around like Catholic. I have to watch what people say in the dominant nation because I grew up around. This person I work with at 12, 16, he come up in there and he hold his kid and like he's a Mexican. He's in. I'm trying to protect my kid from your racism, for my son hanging out with your stubborn behavior. And let me tell you something. I had a problem with this a girl, this woman that worked at Walmart. She worked in the cashier, and somehow before my baby mom was my baby mama, she was my girlfriend, right? This woman at 12, 16 knows her because she worked at Kroger's. And my thing is, I didn't want my son around a black narcissist racist. That's what we putting our kids up in black behavior. And me and my baby mama mothers got into a problem with that argument because the way this black woman was acting, I had a bad experience with this black woman. But don't act like you cool before the woman of my child and act like, oh, Haitian. No, you're fake. You're a fake black woman and you're a narcissist. So the how to deal with those things of how black people act and those things how to act, how they acting. So I got me and my baby mom got mad at the situation. He was not. It is like that. You got to know what this woman is to identify it. You protect your stepson. You protect her. Your thing is the protection of who you are with, not around fake businesses and fake person that knows your baby mama and she can be a threat. She can be a threat to you. And you got to know of a stubborn black woman that's working in these corporations. A stubborn, narcissist black woman can be a threat. And we have to understand that and those behaviors and the rest of those things. But everybody got so much negativity, vibes, and energy can come from all over because of fear of stupidity out of other blacks and other people that don't agree with the same subject that you're talking about. So when we are dealing with those concepts of a black woman and how a black woman acts, and they gonna be mad, you're gonna see the spiritual behavior. You're gonna see the doubt. Let me tell you something. It probably got some Texas woman on my social media. Houston and Dallas right now that's on my social media. So we're dealing with different mindset of pickiness. And you gotta watch out for and they blending in with other communities and other people that's with God and they drawing that bad influence. They drawing that bad influence on others. So when they drawing that bad influence and they blending in with God's children and blending in with the regular, that can be the threat. That can be the threat when they blending in with the regular and act like they don't have a problem. And they blending in with them. They blending in with God's children in the business. That's the democracy. That's the understand. It is not about one color. It's about narcissism. It's about mind, judging the mindset and the personality. And your creator knows this is something that's bigger than. And due time, things pass. I was reading a 1949 video of a guy talking about what make y'all think as us as different as black. We used to before then. The white guy said we used to see y'all as our pet, right? To understand it, right? But things have changed between centuries and centuries, right? And we have to understand those things and the behavior of those things. Everything is about to be run, and I have to realize God said either I step up to the plate or I lose something. These are dreams behind dreams. Even if that don't come back, you fought and you gave it everything that you got. And you understood what that means. but other enemies trying to get in and ruin it. So when Sabina's dad talked about something, and you throwing me off in the mind, you throwing me off. Oh, it's not time yet. So it gets to a point that fake ass Dallas female in those clip. They know what they did. And after me and Sabina settled our problems, he did something with his selfish ass, jealous ass. And when he found out Sabina been knowing a lot of things, Mirza didn't know. And Sabina probably don't remember. Mirza didn't know. Sabina know that I get it. She knows. So she probably forgot. Trust me, she forgot about a lot of things. She knows. When Mirza found out the truth, he said, "What a bitch." The jealousy of the spiritual behavior or want somebody to fall of those things. But this was when Sabina mom come up to me and dad called me, it gotta be without Mirza. It gotta be without the conflict of the spiritual conflict of jealousy and one that. If it don't, we move over. We move to a different location. But me being stuck here, I feel like going somewhere else. I don't want to be here anymore. Now I don't care if I gotta buy my damn house to move to UK and buy a mansion, get my justice and move. I just don't want to be stuck in this universe, stuck in this same waiting on her. I want something new. I want out of this war. I want out of it. Just the memory of her to understand it. I need something else. Like I go. Let me tell you, I came up with this idea where we can just get away and this kid idea. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. I am not a Captain Hook fan. I'm a Peter Pan fan. Right? I'm a Peter Pan fan, right? We all know I'm a Peter Pan fan. We come up with a real world, a real kids play world, foundation, where kids can go at and have. This is nothing that a movie can understand. We're talking about a real foundation where kids' worlds at, where kids can participate in their own world and go after school or anyone in any one of those things. This is real world. This is something that no grown up can even empire with this idea. No grown up would even interfere with it. You would just have a guard that's sitting in front of the idea, a grown up that's sitting in front of it. What I mean, a grown up will be protecting the gates of it, and the police will be protecting it. So, in this play kids island, this created not is nothing like treehouse. It's nothing like those things. This is something that's going to be wonders. It's nothing like this. Oh, I have a treehouse, a little play. This is something that's going to affect everything in the domain of the idea of it, where kids can be themselves. A movie is a movie. We always watch Spy Kids, whatever that is. And then we watch the kids, Agent Cody, what's his name with Hillary. We all grew up on those movies, but we are talking about something that is real to understand it, to have it. A movie gonna be a movie. We talking about creating something that's real life and stop having fictions between those things. We talking about a real play island that could be real creative, right? We talking about something that could be real creative, where kids can go out and be at the fun. The thing is, on this property, where kids have their own little McDonald's, teenagers, the wonders of that would be amazing. The thing is so much more to this idea where you can't conflict it. The dream is big, but the thing is this: we can't always make something into reality because the way the society thinks. Some dreams have to be into the dead zone of this kid island with that, right? The mindset of others. And this man right here, instead of being picky, instead of doesn't understand God, but doesn't understand the rules of it, doesn't understand the consequences, and you instead of putting up with selfish mindsets. And God is something that's bigger and that's creative. And if a person don't want to change the mindset, nobody talking shit, but don't try to force something. And this is why people get kicked out. This is why the devil want control. And Joy Victoria talking about this is why the devil wants that behavior to inflect on you. And the community wants you to fall. It's selfishness. And Governor Abbott, that's why I sued if I get kicked out because of selfish behavior. Let me tell you, I was in Gainesville. The first time I met this lady, she got mad because I talked about domination and control, and she was a stubborn Mexican woman. And when you deal with certain individuals with that behavior, with a stuck-up mindset, what one thing's her way with her picking mind. I told you, Gainesville, I'ma deal with you, and I'ma deal with you. And Joe Biden better get your job. He better deal with you. And I'm going to make sure everybody in Gainesville loses their job, from state attorneys to judges. And you can bet that that's why we got the civil rights. You want to play this game? Let's do this. I want your job, Gainesville, Texas. And I'm going to have it. The more your racist community and your lying behavior is going to get you. It's going to get you in a world of trouble. This is not over, and I bet that. So when the time comes, Joe Biden got a job to do to remove Gainesville judge and CPS members. I'm going to have your job, and I'm going to have the last laugh. I want to let Texas know what's at stake here. Because if Joe Biden don't do his job, and Governor Abbott is a selfish, stuck-up man, I'm going to get somebody to remove Governor Abbott and every judge in Gainesville, Texas. You won't survive anymore. You will be thrown in jail for racism, treason of a Mexican and a black woman, and everybody in that Gainesville courtroom will have it handed to them. We had already said it. We want Gainesville judges arrested. The more you keep delaying this, we're going to have a problem. The more Governor Abbott keep delaying arresting the judges in Gainesville and the CPS office, we're going to have a problem here. The more you play dumb, Governor Abbott, we're going to have a big problem. The more you violate my rights as a stubborn and your Gainesville stubborn lying ass and the mayor, we're going to have a problem here. I'm asking you to do your job and take care of the Gainesville CPS office. I want them arrested. I watch this news every day. Either that judge and them get arrested or you're going to be removed. Don't care about the American people because they care about themselves. I need them removed. And we ain't going to keep talking about this where our civil rights are black and Mexican, a stubborn behavior. I'm asking you to deal with it. They need to be removed from Gainesville. And if you can't do your job, somebody going to remove it before you get Governor Abbott. I would get somebody to remove it. When those court orders come from to Supreme Court and the highest Supreme Court for your arrest, you will understand. And I already filed the civil rights about your behavior. And I already messaged the Supreme Court about your misconduct. And the Gainesville can. So I'm asking you to do your part. And ABC told me exactly, and I went to the civil rights. I need you to take care of Gainesville. What's up?
Where's the Madden CD?
So stubborn behavior. I'm asking you to take care of the behavior of what